have no idea if I have enough time to actually do this. But I finished reading The House of the Seven Gables by Nathaniel Hawthorne last night. And it was my second time reading it, but I hadn't remembered a lot. I remembered some really clearly and some things I'd forgotten. But I really like this book. Nathaniel Hawthorne is very wordy. And you have to have to sort of relax into that and just take it as it comes and not get impatient for the plot to move on, because all his little digressions and his sort of he's engaging the reader in a conversation. So he's actually like talking directly to you about what do you think about what's happening in this story, and he's really reflecting on like the psychology and the morality of what's going on, this tale he's telling. And at the same time, it's a very gothic tale. It's spooky. It's got, ghosts and this curse on a family and these creepy happenings. And so you have that element going along. You have his sort of his ironic humor, and he's a little bit flippant at times, just a little bit, but it's also a very moral tale. And then one thing that I really find charming about it is it's just got all these little cozy details about what life was like with when did he publish these books? In the mid 1800s. Just little details that I really like, and I love gleaning those from the book, because he just talks about the daily life of these people. I love that the main character there's several characters that the story revolves around, but the first one we're introduced to is Hetzibah. I can't remember how to say it. Oh boy. Every time I read it, I have to like repronounce it to myself. But anyway, Hetzibah, is that right? She's a 60-year-old woman, and she's got this scowl, and people kind of think she's a witch or she's a scary old lady. She isn't really. She's just been beaten down by life because this horrible event happened before that crushed her, and she's just been struggling. And she's out of money, and so she decides to open up a scent shop, which reminds me of Cranford. Isn't one of the stories in Cranford that the lady runs out of money and she has to open up a little shop? Well, anyway, that's the same idea here. And so you learn about her, and then you learn about her boarder that she has in the house, and then you learn about her brother Clifford, and then you learn about Phoebe, and then you learn about Uncle Venner, who is a neighbor next door, kind of a homeless guy, but lives next. I guess he's not homeless, but he's kind of he really just lives a very subsistent life. And then there's the Jaffrey Pyncheon. So and it's all about these characters, but there's they're interacting with society too around them. And there's these long conversations, and there's a little bit of a love story. And it's really a good book. It's worth being patient. To me, it's worth being patient. It just gives you a lot of food for thought, and there's something really cozy and at the same time kind of spooky about the story. So I really, really enjoyed rereading it. And I really like Nathaniel Hawthorne. It's funny that I do, because I remember in high school being introduced to him and not liking him at all, but I have grown in adulthood to really appreciate him. So yeah, The House of the Seven Gables, I highly recommend it. I think you do have to be in a certain mood to read it, but yeah, I enjoyed it very much. I got this nice new basket for my birthday from my husband, and I just harvested a lot of lettuces and spinach, a little bit of basil. Here you go. And this little guy helped me. So the little guy is feeding the chickens some of the slug-eaten spinach, right? And some dandelions. I'm out in the garden again, and see the blueberries? I just put this netting up, which I don't usually use because I don't want any little birds to get entangled in it. But last year we got no blueberries. They were just all eaten by the critters. So this year I'm being a little more hard-hearted about it. I really want to get some strong blueberries. And most of our blueberry bushes have died, so we're not going to get a whole lot this year anyway. We had several along here and they're gone. I think the deer just ate them. So I'm trying to save this. This is the healthiest one. And then there's one here. And I'm not seeing anything on this. What is this? Is that that? Maybe I only have one. Oh boy. And you see the netting doesn't get everything. There's some down there. Anyway, I'm just hoping to protect some of them so I can actually harvest some blueberries this year. We've got some sour cherries forming here. So that's great. This bush is so prolific. It's really wonderful. So here's the salad I made of all the fresh greens that I grew. I put a little bit of green onion from the store in there. I triple washed it to make sure all the grit and any kind of bugs were gone. And it's so fresh. And I made a salad dressing in here with some 2 tablespoons of regular olive oil and then 1 tablespoon of garlic infused olive oil, because that's the only way I can get a garlic flavor in my low FODMAPs diet. And then I put some balsamic vinegar in there. I think that probably isn't low FODMAPs. And salt and pepper. So I'm gonna pour it on right before I serve. So it's going with spaghetti tonight.